Right, it is just about 7:30, so we'll make a start. First of all, I want to apologise for having to cancel the first annual parish meeting, and that will now be held on the 29th of May, Friday week, 7 o'clock here. The first agenda item is to consider and to vote as to who to appoint as the chairman and vice chairman for the coming year. I'll deal with the chairman first. I am standing down as chairman after 2 years, therefore we have a vacancy. Do we have any nominees, please?
Yeah.
Are you standing as...
Well, I'm willing to stand, yes.
Thank you. Are there any others? Right, we need to elect John by a show of hands. I have to say now that I am not permitted to vote according to standing orders. Show of hands, please.
Who's voting, proposing John in, please?
No, he's just standing.
We don't need to propose it.
He's nominated himself. You can vote for yourself.
Oh, I didn't realise it. I thought that might be a bit considerate to stand up and vote, propose and vote for myself.
Right, at this stage, I now hand over the rest of the meeting to you.
Well, first of all, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your confidence in me to be chairman. And thank you very much for Pat for steering us through these turbulent and interesting 2 years as a newly formed parish council. I think she's done an excellent job, despite all the trials and tribulations we've all gone through. So I'd like to thank Pat very much indeed.
Yes.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Next one is vice chairman. Have we anybody who'd like to assist me as vice chairman?
Don't you look at me. You look
Bernie?
at yourselves.
Okay. So, who would like to nominate? Bernie is willing to stand.
Yeah, I'm willing to stand.
Everybody in agreement?
Chairman's welcome in public forum. Members of the public may address the council prior to the commencement of the meeting. Each member of the public has 3 minutes in which to speak and put their case across. Does any member of the public wish any questions?
I fully understand why the annual parish meeting's got a new date. I wondered why the agenda was slightly altered.
David Reid can't.
No, that wasn't a bit. In the one that was to be for tonight, questions from the public, there were 2 items detailed underneath
Yeah,
it.
because they are actually also in the full council agenda for this evening to be discussed and voted on. So if you'd like to speak on them, then you can speak on them now or at the beginning of the meeting in a minute.
Right, okay.
Because obviously you were going to speak at the annual parish meeting and then the members could have took on board what you said and voted at the next meeting also this evening, but because that meeting had to be adjourned, it's already on the agenda for the next meeting, so you're fully free to speak now or when we start the next meeting in a minute where it is on the agenda further down.
Right, okay, thank you.
If there are any other questions from the members of the public? Next one is appointment of members to outside bodies. First of all is Poland Village Hall Committee. Does any member of the council? We need to appoint one to it as we are custodian trustees of the village hall. Does anybody wish to attend the meeting as a committee member?
I propose Liz Joy for continue that committee.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If Liz will carry on, she might as well carry on. It would be sensible for her to let her carry on if it's at all possible.
Yeah. Port Users Group?
So we have to vote each one.
Yes,
I'll carry on,
I'm afraid
John.
you do.
Yeah.
I'll carry on with
So,
it, okay?
You're
Back to the village hall committee, you proposed it and Bernie seconded it.
Yeah, all in favour? Right. Port Harbour Users Group?
Stay as we are.
We'll have a proposer in a second,
Who
please.
is on it now,
I
please?
propose to stay as
You and AK.
Yeah.
So seconded, please. Right, show of hands. War Memorial Committee.
Sorry.
Second that, Councillor Adams continues.
I'll continue. Is War Memorial Committee, show of hands. Proposer and seconder.
Who seconded that, please?
Adrian in favour. Churchyard Guild. I'm already a member of the Churchyard Guild. So is
And then you missed out White Cross.
White Cross. White Cross Village Hall.
I propose that Toby carries.
Toby is,
Yeah,
as is not in
seconder. Show of hands. Churchyard Guild, myself and Isabel sit on there as originals.
As originals, yeah.
So,
Do we have to vote on that here?
Oh, you
propose and
still have that
seconders.
proposed.
Show of hands.
I'll second.
Hang on a second. Who proposed that one, please?
Adrian and Liz
And-
second.
Thank you.
Right, you got the speed now? Go.
Yeah. Age concern.
Oh, I think Adrian seems he likes them. I think you make a very good representative on there. Would you like to represent us on age concern, Adrian?
Absolutely not.
Was the oldest member, you should do it.
I'm the youngest. I'm not the
It's
oldest.
not the oldest.
No. Isabel, would you like to do it?
Well, I just resigned from the committee.
Oh, you're not right. How many of you likes to sit on the age concern committee?
Definitely silence.
Deafened silence.
Looks like it's you then, John.
Looks like it's me.
I'll second that.
Yes, I'll vote for that.
Bernie, did you propose that?
Oh.
Right, so that's appointment of members to outside bodies complete. Community network panels, which is something which we've never seen before on this council. And that is the person, any persons who film or record or broadcast this meeting have to identify themselves, are required to identify the councils, its members and officers in relation to any such claims or liabilities. I trust that people recording this meeting are suitably identified. As any action is taken against this council through recordings which could incur us problems, they will be liable.
The person recording will be liable.
The person recording will be liable. Any person or organisation choosing to film, record or broadcast any meeting in this council is responsible for any claims or any other liability resulting from them so doing and by choosing to film, record or broadcast proceedings. They accept that they are required to indemnify the council, its members and officers in relation to any such claims or liabilities. Para 10. The council asks those recording proceedings not to edit the film or recording in a way that could lead to misinterpretation of the proceedings or infringe the core values of this council. This includes refraining from editing an image or views expressed in a way that may ridicule or show lack of respect towards those being filmed or recorded. That is taken from the Cornwall Association of Local Councils. I hope that is clearly made and understood. Declare the meeting now closed. Is everybody ready for the next run? Meeting of the Lanteglos-by-Fowey Parish Council of the full council meeting. We should have opened at 7:45, but we overrun. It is now 19:58. Chairman's welcome in public forum. Members of the public may address the council prior to the commencement of the meeting. Have we anybody who wishes to address us?
Just saying a couple of things. Pat could have voted for the chairman at the last meeting because when the meeting starts, there's no chairman until
I have
chairman's
read my
elected.
standing orders very carefully, and it says quite clearly that is the last thing I have to do. I do not stand down until a new chairman is in place.
I disagree.
Sorry, that is how I read the standing
Okay,
orders.
I'm talking to the chairman.
And I am correcting you
Yeah.
because I know what
I'm
those
talking
standing
to
orders
the
say.
chairman. Yeah.
Thank you.
And the thing, standing orders and public participation at the end of meetings. If you have public participation, it hasn't got to be in standing orders.
Well, we'll have to look at that, but when you look at now in the CAP policies, public participation comes at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah.
It's only practiced by Paul Ruin that we've deviated from the standards of our own making.
No, public participation can be at the start, can be at the end. What I'm saying, it hasn't got to be in standing orders. So if you so wish, at the end of the meeting, you can ask for public participation, whether it's in standing orders or not.
Thank you very much for your input, Mr. Chairman, but however, we as a parish council have agreed to have a public address the council at the commencement of the meeting. That is what we agreed on when we took on this parish council. Next, please.
I would like my requests for the agenda items on the for the parish meeting to be reinstated for the renewed parish meeting in February week.
In Friday week.
Friday week.
You would like?
You're welcome to bring them up in the public participation. It's a parish meeting, so you're more than welcome to bring them up. But I can't change the agenda now that the agenda's gone out.
Right, okay. I asked for them to be on the agenda, and they were on the agenda,
They
but
were, and
they
then
were taken off the agenda when it was revised. But okay, I won't make an issue of it.
I've tried to explain that because it's in this agenda for this meeting and the councillors would therefore vote on it, I couldn't have put it in an agenda to be discussed when they'd already voted on it previously.
Okay.
But you were more than welcome to talk about it.
Right, is there any more questions? Planning applications? 31 West Street, Paul Ruin. That planning application, I must admit, I've been online myself and I've seen the house concerned. The house used to belong to Mr. Raymond Colliver. Inside was virtually derelict.
It was growing in the windows.
That's right. I would personally myself approve of the refurbishment.
It is for the installation of a new roof, the removal of a chimney and installation of metal flue, replacement windows and doors, reconstruction of rear annex, installation of new floors and re-render walls.
I'm sure it needs all repair.
Very smart.
And now the chimney lines are up together and
I propose we accept it.
Support. So proposer and seconder, please.
I second it.
So we support the application. Environmental and amenity matters. The members are to consider the times of year when it would be suitable to open all toilets for use rather than just as safe. My proposal is, I would say that we open the toilets from 1st of May till...
It's gone.
Right, it's gone, but we've got to look forward to next year. Because what we propose now will save us debating next year. So if we say from the 1st of May to the...
Then it's open for Easter.
And it's open for Easter, but Easter's such a vary.
But you're going to have to, obviously the more toilets you open, you're going to have to pay.
More expensive is...
We haven't heard any complaints from not opening earlier.
It's just the St Saviour's ones that were...
Yeah.
Oh, that Easter through to the end of October.
Easter through.
Well, I think as John said, do the 1st of May to the 31st of October.
Yeah.
Simple. Can get simple.
I think it's comfortable, like nobody's complained at all, not that I know of anyway.
Is that the one toilet or?
Having 3 young
Yeah.
kids.
Well, we've got one toilet on the quay, one toilet on the quay disabled all year round,
Yeah.
disabled up St Saviour's car park
Oh,
all the year round, and ladies and gents opened all the year round out Frogmore.
so this is the others that you.
This is the other, this is increasing your toilet capacity.
Yeah, fair enough.
Really, liquor paint before we open them to the general.
Yeah, but this is, I think that's going to be
Discuss later, so.
That's going to come up later, so what we got to agree on is the
First of May
dates.
year.
1st of May to the 31st of October,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we keep to the closing times of the proposer seconder, please.
Right, and then,
Show of hands.
sorry.
Next, item D, Village Hall. Members are to receive a response from the Village Hall Committee in respect of who the Village Hall trustees are. Have we had a response?
Not from the Village Hall Committee, but I got hold of the charity commissioners, and they confirmed that the Parish Council are the custodian trustees of the Village Hall, but there are also management trustees, which I've previously circulated to you all the members' names of the management trustees provided to me by the charity commissioner.
Yeah, but are those the correct ones on the website?
Well, they're
Because
the ones.
one of them's left, Linda Parker. I think we need the Village Hall Committee to decide who they are, what they are, and to communicate with us.
Okay,
As
so
according to the deed of trust, they are responsible to us. And therefore they should have to respond to our letters.
I think maybe I need to make it clear that it's not the custodian trustees, because we know with them it's the management trustees, and could we have an update?
And when you read the deed of trust, it's the management trustees stroke committee. So it can be one or either. They
I
both are
think-
the same.
Yeah, they're not quite clear in their own minds on the differences between custodian trustees and management trustees, are they? Not recognising that the committee are the management
Trustees.
I'll write, I can write to the...
Well, I think really the committee should be left under no clear circumstances who they are, what the responsibilities are, as per the deed of trust, which all the councillors have received and should have read.
Do you want to...
Yes, please. I think as custodian trustees, we have a duty towards the parish to what is actually happening with the village hall. Is ultimately we're the ones responsible. The management trustees or committee are only responsible for the day-to-day running.
So who's going to propose that I write the letter?
That's right. Adrian?
Second
Sorry.
It was. Right. And then?
Members are to consider any information they would like to be in receipt of as a role of their custodian trustees.
Well, you've just
The role of custodian trustees are clearly described in NAUC documents, the charity commissioners, and in the deeds of trust. So there's 3 items of paperwork which clearly indicate the roles of custodian trustees and management trustees. So are everybody happy with those documents?
What am I asking her for copies of then, please?
Well, no, the members are to consider any information they would like to be in receipt of.
Yes, so what do you,
So
what would
there's-
you
there's-
like copies of?
Well,
we haven't had the information on the topic yet, so can we consider what's what? I mean,
We
Well,
should get an annual statement from them anyway.
We should have the annual statement of accounts, and the report has got to be sent to the parish council every year, as required by, is it minutes and account written in the deed of trust?
So you want an annual statement of accounts, any other paperwork?
As per the deed of trust.
It would make sense, really, doesn't it, take advantage of the annual parish meeting and give a report.
Well, that's right.
Right, so I'm going to ask for the annual statement of accounts and report as per the deeds of trust.
As per the deed of trust.
Right, okay, I need a
4 Street drains. Members to receive an update on the proposed camera survey for the drains.
South West Water have advised that they would be unable to survey the entirety of 4th Street due to the reported issues not being related to a common section of pipe. They received 3 unrelated reports in 2013, 1 in 2014 and so far only 1 report this year. They will investigate any reports of blockages or flooding on an individual basis. Because they've really not had that many reports. They had one in 2013, there was one at number 15 which was found to be caused by the sewer condition, one at number 52 which was caused by a paper and rag blockage, and one at 53 which was a private issue. So none of them were related to the main sewer, as it were, the main drains. In 2014, there was restricted toilet use attended by contractors, that was a private issue. And this year, in 2015, at number 45, there was a pipe blocked with rods. A dig was performed and has been completed. So they're not prepared to do a drain survey from top to bottom because there's not been enough problems.
I think they're hiding the issues that they've been at least 3 times, 4 times, reported the drain outside number 10 4th Street, and which is starting to collapse again, and which undermined the road.
Number 10 hasn't been reported to them on the logs that they gave me.
That was one of the
Well,
biggest ones.
Yeah.
Mr. Adrian Drake, who was the head honcho
Yeah, but that's the pothole, isn't it?
of the pothole, was caused by a collapsed drain.
Not narrow, obviously.
No.
There's also one...
Same old thing, John, money and lack of people.
I suggest now any drains that are reported blocked or overflowing, I reported one outside of the supermarket, which is number 15, which was water appeared to come out of a stopcock, but apparently what it was the drain. Water was flowing up 2 foot up through the road from the drain up through a stopcock, the water main into the house. So I think South West Water and the drainage systems are being a bit skimping a bit on their information. So any drainage problem in this village now is recorded, photographed, and a case number written against it.
There's also one at the underway now at the on the entrance to the village.
At Townsend.
What do you want me to?
Just
it's up
say
to
that
you guys what you want me to do.
maybe it ought to be made clear that they ought to update their records saying that half of what have been repaired or under repair haven't been recorded by their
staff. They're not recording what people ring in and send in. And Mr. Adrian Drake is top of the tree, and he published and he openly stated in the letter that drain outside number 10 4th Street was going to be repaired January the 7th. And they've since reneged. That road's been repaired 5 times.
Can I make a suggestion? Is it worth writing to, because does that email go direct to somebody or is it just...
It came from... it came from the customer manager, who'd also... Well, who I spoke to a couple of times about it because I've had to chase it, and all she says is, thank you for contacting us requesting a CCTV survey of 4th Street. I'm sorry that it's been necessary for you to contact us more, blah, blah, I can confirm that our asset manager has advised that we would be unable to survey the entirety of 4th Street due to the reported issues not being related to a common section of pipe. We will investigate reports of blockages or flooding on an individual basis. Reducing sewage flooding is our main priority. Unfortunately, we would not provide our customers with condition reports of our assets or accept any form of payment for such a survey. Here is a list of the reports we have received and their outcomes, and that just lists those 5.
Well, to try and move this forward in a practical way, would it not be worth trying to arrange a meeting with a representative to come and have a walk around with whatever members of the council are available and point out, because whether or not that hole in the road down the bottom of the hill has been reported or not, if somebody comes out and can see it, something may well get actioned, and all the ongoing issues. Because I think we're going to be forevermore, oh, we need to write a letter. Well, let's try and do something a bit more practical and get somebody to come and speak to us who can possibly action something and be a direct contact rather than going around the houses.
So we really need then an invite to South West Border to come and speak to us and look at the situation. Ask for one of their surveyors to come out and meet with the council.
Is Edwina sort of, because I thought she was something to do with this as well, or not? Do I dream that?
No, nothing to do with that.
Maybe she-
If there's anything like good research in Cornwall Council, she would. But then, it might be worth having her, invite her at the same. If the meeting can be arranged.
A meeting to be arranged with us.
I'll make inquiries to try and get a representative.
See what we can.
Meanwhile, any drainage blockage in 4th Street, not only report it, get a case number, but report it to the parish council, so we can keep a log on drainage problems, because it's obvious that
They're not recording.
they're not recording.
Can I ask possibly how many will how many complaints do they think is a problem? Is it hundreds, or is it 10, is it 3, is it 4? I mean, one would suggest it's going to be like 50, 60 before they're even going to look at it, but I don't know.
That's a lot of truth.
Well, of course it is, it is. In a city and that, it's different. This is a little town, village, it's just got,
They call it
population in the summer and nothing in the winter, and it's probably on there, like I said, the same thing again. I mean, you could just ask them how many is a complaint, how many complaints they have to have before they investigate.
Yeah.
And then we'll know what you're up against, isn't it?
Okay.
Just a thought.
So, am I to try and arrange a meeting as well?
try and arrange a meeting.
So can we have Adrian proposed it, but
Second, members of the consider cutting of silver paths. You ready to know?
yeah, because you're going to want to discuss this, that's fine.
Right, the gold paths are all laid out. We've had offers to cut. The silver paths to be cut at the discretion of the parish council. Toby, you walked round them last time, didn't you?
I did, yeah. But I come straight from work and I bought a piece of paper on it, so please not on the road,
And mostly around Whitecross,
Oh, right. Oh, right, yeah.
I think, aren't they?
And also down in Pond.
There's 2 sunken lanes on the way down to Penpole. That's the one that crosses my land. It starts up at Whitecross. Those will need cutting. The rest of it doesn't, because as you say, they grazed either by sheep or cattle.
Can you decipher from that what numbers they?
Is that the one down past your path?
Yeah.
That
well,
is
goes
the
past my house.
613/2, 24/1 and 613/23/1. They're yours? But
It's this one here.
but to be honest, the first bit is only when you get to just above your place,
Yeah, it's
because the
that
rest of the
little
fields,
lane.
aren't they? But
Yes.
that bit isn't actually marked, is it? From there, from there, or where that little kink in the where the letter is on the 224/1, from where that little kink is down the bottom is what he's doing, because that's down past your house and then runs down to
Yeah, it goes down to
the river, doesn't it?
Creek. Yeah, and that gets muddy.
Can you mark? I've given mine out
If
as
I
well.
draw on this,
Pat knows, I would never walk.
I haven't got it.
There is one other section that will need cutting off.
Wait.
Yeah.
What number is it? Tell me,
It'll
613?
be,
What about the one going on the pub?
yeah, that'll need trimming out, but that's not
That's not
it's
on
not a
silver
silver
path.
one.
That's
Oh,
a
it's
gold
not,
path.
is it?
Chief
The
Agent.
silver paths are the ones that I've highlighted. Everything else will be accountable for in what Andrea's already had.
The other one is a gold one,
The
should
one,
be
the
done
one through
right.
the woods down at
The other one that will need to be doing
So not
is
Andrea.
613/12/1, which is the path that starts in Corn Farm Lane.
Come for him up here.
Yes, yeah.
That is, but the where it falls to the wide right hand fork will need, that goes down, comes out at the bottom.
the one
That will need cutting that last, because that's a lane where it goes from, there's a field there, and from there down to the
Down
on
to-
road,
Then do,
past
Cuckoo Tour.
Margaret Manning.
Margaret Manley's.
Margaret Manley.
Yeah, I did that one last year.
Yeah, from Margaret Manley's up to the fields.
So that's the first one on there, the 613/12/1. So that does need doing.
That's a gold path.
No, it's not silver.
Oh, silver, have it.
So
Oh,
can you
you
put
go
a
all
tick
green.
there and then I know what to tell him? The top, the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
So that one does. What about, it's easier if we just go down it, isn't it?
Yeah.
13/1, which is the one going up from it.
Yeah,
That
that's
need
down
doing?
to Cuckoo Tour.
Yeah, that goes from Ring of Bells,
Yeah, ring a bell, sorry.
up through those
Yeah.
fields and then through the National Trust land.
Yeah, but that one there, to be honest, I mean, put it one like that, like, well, that's-
Does it need doing?
No.
Right, so
Right.
that one doesn't. What about 613/26/1,
26.
which is a tiny little,
No, that's, yeah, I mean, there's grass across.
That's
yeah,
grass
that's being
there.
shut up for silage, so. there's
So that
grass
doesn't
on the
need
side,
doing?
But no, it will cut
So-
them out.
27/4.
27/4, that is, that doesn't need doing.
27/3?
27/3.
Well, that's going down towards Patson, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all across farmland, so I wouldn't have thought so, I haven't walked it.
It's grazed by sheep.
Yeah.
They eat it down quite
There's
quickly.
no really, the only other bit that doesn't used to
27/2?
get done is through the woods
Yeah.
below my house, but that we don't want that really cut because we have the pheasants in there and we go down there with a,
So 27/2
That's a
is
gold
that
one anyway, so
27/2, that's need Pats as well. Does that
Yeah.
need doing?
that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
yeah.
That does need doing.
Yeah.
27/2.
It's the little bit before that. That one there runs across a neighbour's field and it runs alongside a hedge.
The only bad bit last year, which we couldn't cut, was that, the little, where you, halfway up the road from my house there, there's a footpath that comes out on the main road.
Yeah.
It goes through there and it's supposed to go through Elsie's field, but last
Yeah.
year it was up here somewhere and everybody was going through Peters.
All right,
But she did cut it eventually,
yeah.
but
So the
That's
next
4.
one's 27/4, is that one? At the bottom,
Yeah,
along Plempow Creek? That one needs cutting?
Well, yeah.
It's just before you get to it, because actually when you get down there, it's the drive that goes to Bramblecombe. Is it Bramblecombe?
Bramblecome's the only house
So it's a
there.
drive
pretty much.
So we put in notes on 27/4 drive to Bramblecombe?
there. Yeah,
And what about 28/1 and 2, which is the
No,
one
they don't.
they don't need doing? So the only ones we're saying is 12/1, which is around there where you were saying, Julia, ring of bells or something.
That's down to Man.
613, 12,
That's
one.
common.
Yeah, so we've said that one, 27/2 and 27/4.
4.
Yeah.
And the drive to Bramblecombe.
And that's the only ones that need doing.
The only problem with the one up by the Palmers there is the lane, isn't it? There's a little lane that goes to the field and then you cut the footpath down the Ring of Bells. So that lane, we can't cut all that, surely.
No, but
But last year I just walked up one track, just skimmed all the way to the gate, and then I did all the way down
No, I was
to the
only,
field.
I was only just thinking just from where it goes out to the three-cornered field.
Yeah, down over there.
Down over the hill, yeah.
Well, I can, if he phones me, I can show him. There's no problem.
He's got your details. I need
Proposer and seconder, please. Seconder, show of hands. Right, that's item 89 done.
Have any of the other paths been cut at all?
I I'm still waiting for a contract to be signed and sent back, which went out at the very beginning of last week. I sent you the same thing in case he contacted you. Did you get it?
No, I did get it.
Yeah.
He hasn't contacted me.
No. But we're just waiting on him really. He said he's happy to do it, but we'll contact later anyway and he'll explain it then.
Fine.
Right, next on item 90, admin matters. Office equipment. Members have received an update on the possibility of grant funding for the purchase of a projector and screen for future use at meetings. Over to you, Madam Clerk.
I've tried the awards for all, which was suggested in the link that Edwina had sent after the last meeting. The awards for all lottery fund, and I was told that as the equipment was needed sooner than 4 months, and because it was for parish council use and would not be directly benefiting the community, that the request would not be acceptable. So I then tried a couple of other places for funding, which has proved not fruitful at all. And I've also contacted the community link officers, and they couldn't really come up with anything helpful either, other than the awards for all funding, which obviously don't.
Have you got a final price on that at all?
Well, yeah, I phoned PC World today to inquire about a projector and a portable pull-down screen, because by the time we hold the next meeting, the paper planning applications will have stopped, so we need it soon. There is an Epson EV-S03 projector for £249.99 and a Optima 84-inch portable pull-down projector screen for £149.99. Both are compatible with my laptop, which is going to have to
And
run
have you
it.
included HDMI cable?
No, I think that comes with it, possibly.
If we write in an HDMI cable with it, then if it's not there, then you can purchase it.
Okay, that sounds like
That's all we
a
need.
good
for it.
idea, otherwise I'll be
Yeah,
stuck
so
with
you're
these
really-
and not that, you know.
So,
Fine, basically.
can we have a proposer and seconder, please? Show of hands. Reports. Members are to consider what reports should be available to members of the public and when.
I think if somebody's generating a report on if a meeting's if you've been to a meeting and generating a report, there's no reason why a few copies can't be.
Well, if we have a projector on the screen,
If we've got a
projector on the screen,
So it can be read as and when.
the report will be put up mounted on the projector for all to see.
But,
Yeah.
sorry, if we're using the projector and there's a report written, it's all well and good, but the member of public isn't going to have time to read that report before we're clicking on to the next thing. Whereas if it's a paper report, they've got it there to read at the beginning of the meeting, or take it home and
Well, if
read
it's
it at
relative
their
to an
leisure.
agenda item, it should be on the screen long enough for the public to read.
It depends how long it is, though. I mean,
No.
you quite often
Well,
will have it sent before the meeting and have time to digest
I think in this
it.
instance, the clerk will be in a position to know whether if it's a long report, you can print the extra copies off, or if it's just a short one paragraph, something's happened,
Could it go up on a website a couple of days before?
it can all go on the website.
Can I come in, please? That means that will be discussed in a forum which is not the council, before the council has a chance to discuss it.
We discuss it before anybody else.
It's
Right,
council
okay.
business.
So it can't go out before the meeting.
No.
But it can be it can certainly go on the website after the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I think that might. I mean, with all the policies and everything we had this evening,
They're all
I
on.
couldn't physically have printed out
No.
like loads of copies that most would probably get discarded, but I'm more than happy for everything to be sent to Adrian to put on the website afterwards. But it's whether you want me to create paper reports for the beginning of the meeting, or whether it is just that any reports will go
Anything that's relevant?
on
Anything
the
is
website.
relevant on the website.
So
We don't want to go generating reams and reams
So
of
it's all
paper.
to do with.
And we all
your
discuss
carbon
it
footprint
in the
as well.
open.
We've got to be sure to be
And
wasted.
the public are perfectly entitled, as Pat says, under public participation, to raise any items on the agenda beforehand. So we can publish it on the website after we've discussed it and seen it.
So you don't want any more paper reports before meetings? Is that what you're saying?
We had agreed earlier last year, but I don't know how far we got with doing it, that we would have a few copies around.
And is that how you still want to go ahead?
Well, that's what I'm saying, that's what we thought we were going to do.
Anybody else in here?
Well, so I think I'll stand what I said. If it's a long report and you think it's worth printing a few copies out, do so. But if not on the agenda item, assuming you have had the report emailed to you, it'll be on the screen.
Yeah,
So it's the clerk's discretion then.
that's really, yeah.
Thanks.
So can we have a proposer and a seconder? Clerk's discussion. Show of hands, please. Asset register.
Yes, you'd like costings on benches, which I've done. They range from £282 excluding VAT for a bench to, there's another one for 264 excluding VAT. I mean, these are all these plastic, hard-wearing, long-term benches. I don't know how you want to do it. If you want me to hand these around and you make a decision now, or
What has been placed at the moment seems to be pretty substantial. Is there anything in those?
I don't know what's placed at the moment.
The nearest we got is the Glasden one.
Right, so the Glasden ones, which are Phoenix seats, we can have 3 of those at a cost of £1,059 excluding VAT.
That's the ones. That's the nearest ones. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what's been fitted in the past. The Glasden seats. If we went for a cheaper one than both, it would require more securing mounts.
There's the one up there, isn't there?
Yeah.
That Phoenix
Mm.
looks very similar to the ones that are.
They're the most, they were the company that Mr Hill recommended, and they're the most forthcoming company. They were really helpful and they actually provided a proper quote.
That looks very similar.
See,
You've seen what's in.
I think 3 there. Those 3 would fit with all the rest we got. We proposed 3.
3 for just
Changing
over
through.
£1,000, I don't think seems too.
Seems too
That
bad.
Phoenix seems very good. That looks very
Very similar.
similar, if not the same as what have been installed. Can you see what kind of do you can get?
Is anybody dissenting, or are we all in agreement?
the best 3.
What was the price for that, sorry, for 3?
For 3 seats,
£1,059 plus VAT.
1,059.
well, this is an actual quote, and it's where it says carriage and offloading to Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly, it says 0. So it was £1,059 excluding VAT, and all details remain firm for 30 days
Yes,
from
right.
date of quote. The delivery to be confirmed upon receipt of order. I can make inquiries, but obviously you don't want this to keep coming up on the agenda.
Well,
so-
I suggest that you get 3 going, and then just say, we'll need another 6.
And ask if they're willing to provide a discount.
Yeah,
If they're
so
not,
that, I mean that's going to be the top price, isn't it? So
You're going to, you're looking at 3 next year and 3 year after that.
yeah, so can they better that
You're going
price?
to better the price.
yeah. But don't be too disappointed if they won't do it.
And also they're going to have to send us a bill before we can do anything, because,
Well, they deal with council, so they must do that a lot, so.
yeah.
Can we have a proposer and second, and we go in that order?
First, second, order.
Right, show of hands. Next is notice boards. Members have received costs for the provision of new notice boards for the parish. Well, I've walked round them, photographed them. There's some of that need replacing, complete. A couple could be repaired, and you could use them to replace others while you're repainting them. The most damage is that the cardboard that's behind them is rotted away. The one down Botinic bus shelter, down Botinic shelter, ferry shelter down there, that one's hardly used, whereas the one opposite Greenbank is warped, and the car park's warped.
Can I suggest very quickly that let's get people in to quote for the work of renovating them, and if that outweighs the costings of replacing in future, at a future date,
No, I'm with you, Vic, because they are extortionate.
Grand each,
To
or
buy.
£3 grand?
Yeah, they're over £1,000. If you want proper nice ones that look like wood, plastic wood-looking ones, they're over £1,000 each.
I think we got quite last night, one was like £2,500, wouldn't it?
Yeah, these are
They've ordered like
recycled double-door exterior board, post-mounted, manufactured from recycled non-biodegradable polystyrene. Texture and grain similar to natural wood, mahogany finish, self-healing pinboard surface, 4mm polycarbonate glazing, supplied with black man-made timber posts, £1,269.
can we, have we looked into the ones that aren't, look at anything you get in wood grain, wood look-alike are that much more expensive? Is there anything just a standard plain white?
And there's a
Brown.
standard plain aluminium one, which
You know.
looks horrible, for £309.99.
Sorry?
There's a standard aluminium one. Nearly all of them online are aluminium, which seems to be the way it's going. But they're 300, nearly 400, well, 300
But
pounds
yeah,
each.
by the time you refurbish some of these boards, you get a man's, say, wages for 2 days, it's near enough going to be the price of one of those boards.
Well, they could probably pay us to get some.
Get some costings, that's what I'm saying. Get some costings to
them.
repair them, and let's go then.
Does anybody know if
Get some
anybody we can
costings.
ask?
Sorry?
Does anybody know of anybody that we
Yeah,
can
well,
ask?
there's 2 or 3 that will quote
Yeah.
again.
There's several contractors around that are willing to do them. They go around doing job and contractors. I can think of 3 straight off. One would be Philip Cooch, another one would be Tommy Crapp, there's
Dan,
Dan Hicks, there's Bernie, there's Chris Millwood.
Are you going to ask
Yeah.
somebody to
Yeah,
take it
we'll
on
put
to
a
get
list,
quotes?
if that's all right with
Okay, that's all right.
Chair, we'll get a list together and
Get some
put it around,
So
shall we?
it's resolved to agree that.
We leave it to Councillor Truman then, to contact them all.
Fine? Yeah, I'll do that again, yeah, no problem.
They just submit a
What I
price.
will do is liaise with the chairman and say, this is the list I've got,
Yeah, we got five notice boards.
but I did ask the last time with different
I
bits.
believe it's something like £800 to refurbish it.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
And we just, when we looked at it, just leave it for a minute because things were tight because we didn't know what was
We'll
going
see what comes back.
Let's see
If
what,
it's
we'll see what
extortionate,
comes
we'll
back.
start replacing with the aluminium ones then.
Yeah.
Drop down.
You know, if it comes back £600 or £700 to do the lot, you might as well buy 2 new boards, finished.
Right.
Done and dusted, isn't it?
Or if nobody's interested. in
Proposer
doing
and seconder, please. Show of hands.
Next.
Next is litter bins. Any developments on the issues of domestic litter being placed in the litter bins on the quay?
An email has been received from Verity Polk, who's the Waste and Environment Contracts Team Leader at Cornwall Council. She's fully aware of the problems of commercial waste in Parish and the issues of the overflowing litter bins as a result of this. She suggested a meeting with Gina Varco, the e-crime team and the chairman and clerk of the parish council to see what could be done with the current resources that are available. Do we want to have a meeting with these people?
I think it would be advisable. I must admit the notices they placed on the litter bins on the quay are rather small. I would have thought they could have been made a lot more larger.
That was in reply to our request that they write to the letting agents and ask them to inform the owners of the holiday accommodation that the rubbish should be taken home rather than placed in the...
I mean, they probably have...
And that was her reply.
I think when they put the big things down on the quay, I did question why they selected that opening, because the opening does unscrew. You can put you can have a little round one, so you only put handfuls of litter in, but that's what Cornwall Council decided they wanted. So,
and apparently, it was reported to me last week, West Street was an utter disaster area. And the Corey dustbin actually took photographs of the state of it.
Well, at least they're doing what they should be then if they're photographing it, because that's what she also says, is that they're monitoring it. So at least if they've took photos, you know that they are
They're on the ball.
monitoring it.
In 4th Street this morning, see, non-holiday period, non-holiday weekend, in 4th Street was clean as a whistle. Nothing outside. So, yeah, I reckon we have to meet with them, yes.
But if you walk, I can't say how you're going to force them to do it. It's just never going to happen, John. I know it's not very nice, and I know you don't like it.
I
But
think
if you can talk to your blue in the face about it, there's going to be absolutely nothing to be done about it.
I think
We're talking about something that we really is out of our control.
yeah, but
We've done all we can.
West Street and Vixen, East Street, bank holiday weekends in the height of season, it is an utter disaster area. In the holiday cottages and the second home members, for £4 they can buy as refuge a seagull bin from the winkle pickers. There's no excuse for not putting in a seagull proof bag.
For every one that buys a bag, there's 6 that doesn't. So you're on a hide into nothing, John. It's like Toby said. You can talk to people like until you're blue in the face. You're never going to get people to adhere to it.
but equally, it's until Cornwall Council do actually take enforcement.
They're going to take enforcement action.
They should get someone to set a camera up down there and video record.
You can watch it. Holiday cottage people, put it in there.
Yeah, but there's people that come out late at night. I came down through the main street on Saturday and a local person had put black bin bag out. A local person.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not only the holiday cottages, it's local people as well. Some that think, well, sod it, we'll put it out no matter what. So, you're never going to stop it, never ever.
I would take them up on the offer anyway.
Yeah. Take them up on the offer. Yeah. So,
Proposer and
proposer
seconder.
seconder, please.
I propose, but it
Seconder.
was only for the chairman and clerk, anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
that was, I can read you the whole letter, but she does rub it on about Parish quite a lot.
So proposer, seconder, show of hands. Next is pros. Mr Sanchez has agreed to cut and maintain the pros for the next 12 months and will consider a rolling 3-year contract after this year. I think really what Mr Sanchez wants to do first is have a good run through and to actually see what he's faced with before he makes a concrete decision.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're happy for E then. We don't have to propose that.
No, I'm just waiting for him to send back the support.
Next one is the neighbourhood plan. Do you want to talk about it, Bertie?
We can try we can with it at the moment.
The neighbour.
We'll progress it to the next meeting, we go to a double.
Yeah. The neighbourhood plan. Bernie and I went to the community network panels up at East Taphouse meeting, where various councillors spoke about the advantages, disadvantages of the neighbourhood plan. our main question was, is it advisable that we carry out a neighbourhood plan, even though it's going to be very minimal? And the advice from 90% of the people there said yes. Even though the plan's minimal, get it in. And Paul Parish offered to work for us, offered to work with us. So we can share our work with them, but we don't merge with them, because otherwise you only get one grant. We keep our separate identity, so we can progress this to the next meeting.
It was interesting at that meeting that our problems are very much the same as Paul Perro's problems, as far as litter, infrastructure, everything else.
That's the one.
So what do you want to do about
Agenda item for next meeting.
Okay.
Oh, and there's in there about a survey. Do you remember that Fowey put out
this survey?
that? Yeah, they put that out with their parish news, so that it went to every household in the town. That is something that possibly we might want to do.
We could follow, yeah.
Finding out what people think they want. There might be a lot of kids out there who want a skate park.
The trouble is with, I thought, with the Fowey parish plan and some of them, neighbourhood plan and some of them, they seem to be moving back into the old parish plan, whereas the neighbourhood plan is Kevin Francis doing. This is purely about planning.
So we just need to make that clear when we devise our questionnaire then, that it's of what, you have to be careful, you have to be clever what questions you ask to receive the answers that you want.
Given a lot of those town and parish councils now completing and putting theirs in, so there's plenty of information now to start bringing in and trying to make our own by, in a way, having kicked our heels with this a fair bit. It's probably worked to our advantage, as long as we don't end up being too late to get it all done. And
We've got to get one in.
we've got to get one in, and we've got to make sure that the parish have their say.
Yeah.
So as long as we've got time to get all that done.
But we've got to be careful we don't end up down the parish plan route and you're filling in far too much when it's really about basically land available for building houses.
Yeah, but you've still got to ask the parish
That's
what they
what they
want.
want,
And
yeah.
the only way you're going to get the majority of views is to
Put out a survey for them.
Yeah, because if we don't do it, someone else will do it for us, and we won't like that.
I know it is a different subject, but a parish plan at the same time doesn't seem like a bad idea, because at least then you would have an idea of, as well as the planning side of it, what people want for it. But anyway, let's not drag this out any longer.
So that will be discussed at the end of June, yeah?
Next item on the agenda is closed session. In the view of the special confidential nature of the business about to be transacted, it is advisable in the public interest that the press and public be excluded as they are instructed to withdraw. Thank you, gentlemen.